Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Nicole, and today we're going to be drawing a realistic ear in just a few minutes. So some people think the ears are difficult, there's a lot going on with it, but I'm going to show you some simple tips, some simple tricks of drawing an ear and making it realistic, and you're going to be super impressed with yourself at what you can do. So we're just going to focus on shapes and lines and build on it and have fun and do all that and be creative. That's like my favorite thing to do. So let me know in the comments how you did. I'd love to hear from you. If this video is valuable to you, please like it, subscribe. It really helps keep me motivated to make more videos, helps the channel grow, and I hope to hear from you soon. Let's get into it. Okay, today we're going to be drawing a realistic ear in just a few minutes. We're going to start with a simple guideline of a cross. Notice how it's on a diagonal. The ear does not actually go straight up and down from the side. We're going to be using these reference line to gauge distance and to help us with our shapes. Just going to sketch out the outer part of that ear. Just think of everything as shapes as we go along. And do a little shape of the inner ear and what's going on there. Just follow along, check your guidelines for distance, and bring that up. Almost looks like a question mark at this point. And then keep adding to the ear. There's a lot going on with the ear, but we're just going to simplify it once again by thinking of things as shapes and lines. Here's some little shapes in the ear. This one reminds me of kind of a Y shape and a boomerang shape right through here. A lot of people think the ears are hard, but if you break it down, there's some cool hacks you can use to really make it easy to draw an ear. At this point, we want to erase those guidelines. We don't want those showing up on our final product here. I want to build on our drawing and really start adding some depth, so I'm going to be using a darker pencil. I'm using an 8B. You know, anything darker than an HB, you know, even if you have a 2B, a 3B, or a 4B, those are great pencils just to help add some depth here with all these shadows. You know, the ear, there's a lot of, you know, inner parts of the ear. You can actually fill them with your finger. And you can kind of tell where they dip in, where there's going to be a lot of shadows. So these are the areas that we're working on right now. I also want to outline with our darker pencil the outer part of that ear. We're going to be having a shadow cast on the paper to help it look more three-dimensional and really pop off the page. Kind of thicken that up a little bit. And then just define any little areas here, these lines that we drew. Kind of round out the ear. There's a lot of light coming from that upper left-hand side of the page. You think about where the light's coming from. And that's where we're going to have a shadow cast right around here. Notice I'm just using a Q-tip to blend all these areas. And that's really all you need is a Q-tip. And just get everything nice and blended. I'm not thinking too hard about it. I'm blending over the whole ear. I'm adding a lot of, you know, skin tone. I'm getting everything kind of blended together there to make it look a little bit more seamless. You can spend some time here. All right, so when you blend, it kind of takes some of the graphite off of your page. It puts it onto your blending tool. So I'm going to go in there and just define those areas, especially the areas that are going to have a lot more shadow in them. So of course, you know, the ear canal, obviously right here where there's going to be a shadow cast, and any of those areas where we made those shapes in the beginning, I'm going to just darken those up and really define them. This is going to once again make it really pop once you do this. You want to add a lot of different values when you're drawing realistically to really make your ear, you know, look more realistic. And don't be afraid to add dark. I used to be so afraid to add too much dark, but don't be afraid of it. You know, you can always erase, you can lighten it up if you need to. But if it's too light, it's not going to be as dramatic as you're going to want it, and it's just going to look a little bit more two-dimensional. And then once again, I'm just going to go over and blend everything that I just did. You don't probably need to push too hard. It just depends on the type of paper that you're using. You can kind of gauge it and see what you need to do as far as pressure goes. Now this is just going to be a quick sketch. In another video, I'll make a drawing tutorial of an even more realistic ear, little steps that we can take to make it look even more realistic than this one. This drawing in real time took me about 12 minutes to complete. But honestly, we could work on a drawing for maybe 30 minutes and make it look even more realistic. It's all about patience. Once again, I'm just going to darken up these areas that we spoke about before, all the little shapes, especially around the edges there too. Notice how it's really nice and dark around the edges, and then it kind of fades as it goes into the light, just as if, you know, you're coming out of a tunnel. I just have a tissue right here. I'm going to go around and just blend in just the skin toned areas, not really any of the dark areas. In our amazing eraser here, we're going to add the magic of light. Just going around, notice how it's kind of in the middle. I'm kind of putting light in the middle of these shapes. It's going to help them look more rounded and give it kind of a nice sheen. Anywhere you add light, it's going to make your drawing, wherever that's at, look more bumped up, more bumped out. So just keep that in mind. I just use that just to get my eraser marks off. This is the clean side of the Q-tip. Just going to lightly go over where we put the light with our eraser. And when you feel like you're finished, sign your name. And that's all there is to it.